The Mariners look to be cooling down, but not quite yet, as Taveras just won the series for the M's in Chicago against the White Sox. Logan Evans faced off against Shane Smith in the series finale. George Kirby is about to debut right now. Welcome to the Dom Skiing Channel, your one-stop shop for the Mariners storylines. I'm going to show it on the jersey on Seattle's minds. Anyway, the Mariners won against the White Sox 6-5 yesterday, and I apologize for my voice a little bit raspy lately. Don't know what it is, but we're making it through. Anyway, winning 6-5, out hitting the White Sox 291 to 253 on expected batting average. Getting out hit 8-7 in this one. However, you had some clutch hitting in this one by Leody Taveras. Far and away, him and Cal Raleigh, as well as Julio homering in this one. Getting it done with the long ball right now. We got it done without the long ball recently in a few games, but getting it done with the long ball here. Julio, 3 ribbies on that 3-run shot. That was all that Shane Smith allowed, however. He settled in after that, going 5 innings, allowing just 2 hits, the 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, 1 homer, 87 pitches. He has a 2.36 ERA on the year because before this, he had pitched 48 innings and only allowed 2 homers. So he giving up that homer on a 4-seamer in the zone to Julio in the first inning. It's funny, Julio hits the ball so hard, he can just take a homer off a guy that doesn't give him up usually, if that makes sense. That's one of the things about the elite exit velocities that Julio posts, as well as bat speed. He's just got a wicked, violent swing, and it does result in a lot of swing and miss. And by the way, the Mariners up 1-0 right now in the first game of a 4-game set, which could define the AL West against Houston in Houston. Starting right now. George Kirby about to pitch in the bottom of the first as Lance McCullers and him face off for the first time since the 18-inning playoff legendary debacle where we got swept in the 3-game set. I remember being in the stadium from about 10:40 to about 7:10, 7:15 at night. The longest I've ever been in the stadium. Most innings we've ever had a game. These two started. Back to the White Sox series. Leody Taveras wins this one with a 2-run shot in the 8th inning. Leody Taveras, I mentioned I think it was the video for Tuesday's game, or Monday's game. Sorry, my memory's a little bit hard. Shows you, just in baseball, you got to have the memory of a goldfish sometimes. Anyway, Leody Taveras going 2 for 4 in this one. And I mentioned he was heating up. He's up to 220 at the plate right now, and 575 on the OPS front. But that's despite posting awful numbers with the Rangers. His Baseball Savant page looks awful. There's nothing on here on the 2025 percentile rankings to say that he is a good hitter. He's in 1 percentile xWOBA batting average, expected batting average, expected slug 2 percentile, average exit velocity 17th percentile. Everything is just awful on this Savant page, except for arm strength on fielding is 92nd, sprint speed 88. So he's athletic, 6'2", 195. He's posted good average before in 554 plate appearances, his most ever in 2023 out of the 3 seasons he's played, including this year. Really only had 2 full years before this. He hit 266 with a 733 OPS. Last year, 229 with a 641. And this year, 220 with a 575. Something was clearly wrong with it when he was on the Rangers that caused them to let him go. And it's clearly not still quite that bad. So it'll be interesting to see how these numbers progress. But we might even do a little running screenshot thing of Leody Taveras' Savant page, just so we can, in fact, I'm going to take a screenshot right now of it today. And then we're going to look at this in another month and a half. Another month and a half after that. So, and then the end of the season. There's 3 quarters left in the season. We're a quarter through, ladies and gentlemen. 50 games. Really almost a third of the way through. Because a quarter and a third, the gap between that is always quicker than you think. Anyway, we're already into today's game, so I'm not going to belabor the fact that George Kirby is about to pitch in a game for the first time in 2025. That's the main thing. After we scrape that series out against the White Sox, thanks to the bat of Leody Taveras, whose savant page doesn't even say it right now, but he's just playing well with us. We've got a lot of guys that are overperforming. We've got a team that is outperforming expectations, and let's keep it going. Exciting to see what George Kirby does, how many pitches he uses, if that velocity is 97.5 like it was in AAA, on the rehab assignment. But I will get back to you on that tonight. And with that being said, go M's. Sorry for my voice again today. It was pretty bad. Go M's. Beat Houston. Beat the Lastro. Cheaters.